Good morning. My name is Marion Bender, and I'm proud to say that I've been working to get this wonderful community to focus on a national treasure here in our midst, the Mississippi River, ever since I moved here in 2007. And so I'd like to share with you today some of the progress we've made toward really making that happen. And I'm very happy that this community has focused on the river as a priority as well. And one of the things we found is that there's so many people, hundreds of people that wanted to, let's do something with this river, let's get people involved, let's really use it to benefit this community, but we needed a plan. So we were very proud to work with the planning department of the City of St. Cloud to create the St. Cloud Urban Area Mississippi River Corridor Plan, which we just like to call the River Plan. And I'd like to tell you how that's going. We've worked on it over the past couple of years. We finished it and launched it to the public this past spring. A lot of you were at that great celebration that we had for that. The plan is a very orderly and organized list of initiatives and projects that can really bring this community closer to the river and really benefit this community by focusing on the Mississippi River. It works through 6 geographic reaches, starting from just north of St. Cloud, or just north of Sartell to just south of St. Cloud. That's the area of the river that we've focused on. And I'm happy to also say that it won 2 awards over the summer, both from Minnesota Waters for helping to make St. Cloud a river-friendly community, and from the Planning Association for the civic engagement processes that we use to really get input from hundreds and thousands of area citizens to make this plan robust and very involve public engagement. There are literally hundreds of ideas and projects in this plan, but the key themes that came out that really so many people wanted to work on was to get people to the river, not just driving over it, but next to it, seeing it, enjoying it, getting in it. And we thought that would be best done by getting a series of connected trails all the way along the river. There are stretches of it now, and there are plans to connect those and to really offer someone the opportunity to walk or bike or jog along the river all the way through this stretch and really enjoy it, see the wildlife that's there, and see the beautiful scenery that we have. And then in order to further increase that enjoyment of the river, have public gathering places along those trails, particularly here in downtown St. Cloud, to really connect our beautiful historic downtown to this beautiful natural resource that we have in our community. But really an overarching goal of this plan is that we know that this is an important natural ecosystem, and we want to make sure that anything we do, any development, any of these initiatives improve or maintain the health of that ecosystem. That ecosystem provides our drinking water. We need to keep it healthy. So we decided that once we have a plan, we need to keep the momentum going, so we formed a committee of a lot of the volunteers that have been working on this for years, as well as city and county staff and representatives from all the areas involved to really keep this moving forward. We can't actually be the ones that are doing it. We're all volunteers, but we want to make sure that these efforts are coordinated and moving forward in an organized fashion. And so I just wanted to say that, again, this group, Mississippi Partners, isn't the one that's doing this. We have partners across the community. All these groups are working on things about the river, and we want to make sure that we're all moving forward in a coordinated fashion. And we're very proud to be working with all these city and county groups, as well as nonprofits, foundations, business groups, and the businesses right along and near the river. And now David will tell you about what we've achieved so far.
So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what's happened. What has our implementation process been, or our progress has been on this? And it's been quite a bit, actually, given that the plan, as Marion said, just came out last spring. We've already had a number of things done on this slide, and I'll show you on the next slide. And I can tell you that in this, you're going to see things from all 4 areas that Marion mentioned. We've got active recreation, water quality and ecosystem, marketing and tourism, and urban and economic development, all covered in this. And as Marion said, people were interested in the trails, and I can point out today that we've just found out that extending the trail from the Convention Center to Hester Park is going to happen. It's going to start here in 2012 and be completed in 2013. A big piece of what we want along the river. Another list of things that we've seen implemented along the river, and if we talk about the first one up there, the Civic Center is no longer the Civic Center. It's now the River's Edge Convention Center. And within that, there is a wall that talks about the history of the river, the quality of the river, and things that you can see along the river. And the city is planning on an interactive tour that can be used both by residents and by people visiting our community to talk about the history of the river, our downtown, and some of our other historic districts. So what have been our barriers and challenges? Our barrier and challenge before this plan was we didn't have a plan. We had everybody doing their own thing, little pieces of it here and there. And if someone came to the cities and wanted to do something along the river, the challenges were pretty great. Having to get people on board, get them to understand, and how is this going to affect what's happening. Now that we have a plan, we think our challenge is lack of awareness about that plan. What are the benefits of that plan? How are we going to get people to understand the value of what we're doing with the river? And a lack of awareness how land management decisions affect the health and usability of the river, and the fact that they're not incompatible with the economic development and the urban development of that they can go hand in hand along the river. So, and continuing to work with the coordination of the different entities. So given that those are our challenges, and I look at next steps, you're not going to be surprised to see that the first thing on the list is creating and developing a market, or a river-based marketing and promotion plan for the river. One of the things we've seen with other communities that have been successful is not only do they have a plan, but they've done a great job of getting that plan out and making people aware of the benefits of that plan so that people get on board and they implement it, and it doesn't become just another plan on a shelf. We think that's our most important task in the next year, along with prioritizing projects and advocating for them, helping with the acquisition of land along the river to help the plan, and of course, improving the water quality and the ecosystem by looking at runoff and other aspects and erosion that are affecting the river and our drinking water. We're pretty excited about this. We think there's been a lot of progress already. We think in the next year you're going to see a lot, and we're very excited to see what happens in the next 5 and 10 years as this plan gets implemented and we see this great natural resource that we have in our community become available and accessible to all of us. Thank you.